allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The purpose of this meeting is it's the area school district's reorganization meeting for its board of school directors, and they will be electing a president, a vice president, and swearing in new board members. First order of business is the election of a temporary president, and the temporary president must be elected from one of the holdover board members, and there are two holdover board members, which are Dr. Valpino and Mr. Riley. Have any nominations for temporary president?
I nominate Mr. Riley to do that.
Do I hear a second? I'll second. Any further nominations? Motion to close nominations? Second to close nominations?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the acknowledgement of election certificates of newly elected and re-elected school directors. We have in school district possession certificates of election for Bob Arntz, Terry Leonard Ellison, Robert Fennell, Janet Matthews, Robert Moskaitis, Frank Pittibone, and William Royer. For those being acknowledged, the next item on the agenda is the oath of office for new elected and re-elected members. Mr. Kapora?
I'm going to ask all the new board members to please come forward. We should note that Mr. Kapoor is a district judge from Southside and other parts of Williamson Township, I think, in Glen. So he is justly qualified to issue the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the reading of the Code of Conduct from the Pennsylvania School Board Association. The preamble to the Code of Conduct. We, as members of our local Board of Education, representing all the residents of our school district, believe that striving towards ideal conditions for effective school board service to our community and a spirit of teamwork and devotion to public education is the greatest instrument for preserving and perpetuating our representative democracy. The future welfare of this community, Commonwealth, and nation depends on the quality of education we provide in the public schools. In order to maintain a free and strong country, our civic obligation to the community, Commonwealth, nation is to maintain free and strong public schools in the United States of America, without surrendering our responsibilities to any other person, group, or organization. Boards of school directors shall responsibly for ensuring a thorough and efficient system of public education as required by our Pennsylvania Constitution. Our fellow residents have entrusted us with the advocacy for and stewardship of the education of our youth of this community. The public expects that our first and greatest priority is to provide equitable education opportunity for all youth. Accordingly, the community shall be provided with information about its schools and be engaged by the board and staff to encourage input and support for the school system. Devoting time, thought, and study to our duties and responsibilities as school board members is critical for rendering effective and credible service. Board members should work together in a spirit of harmony, respect, cooperation, despite differences of opinion. Personal decisions should be based upon all sufficient facts. We should vote our honest conviction without partisan bias, and we will abide by and uphold the majority decision of the board. Individuals have no legal authority outside the meetings of the board and should conduct their relationship with all stakeholders and media on this basis. We will not use our positions as school directors to benefit ourselves or any individual or agency. School boards must balance the responsibility to provide educational programs with the need to be efficient stewards of public resources. We should recognize that the primary responsibility of the board is to adopt policies by which the schools are to be administered. We should respect the superintendent of schools and his or her staff, which are responsible and accountable for the delivery of the educational programs and the conduct of school operations. Communication with all stakeholders and the media should be conducted in accordance with board policy. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is roll call. Mr. Schaefer?
Mr. Art?
Here.
Mr. Fano?
Here.
Mrs. Ellison? Here. Mrs. Matthews? Here. Dr. Mosaitis?
Here.
Mr. Pinnabone? Mr. Riley?
Present.
Mr. Ryder?
Here.
Dr. Volcano?
Present.
Okay, next item on the agenda is interested citizens. Would any interested citizens like to address the board at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Next item is the election of president. The chair will entertain a motion to nominate and appoint a president to serve as for a one-year term effective immediately. Mr. Volcano?
I'd like to nominate Bob Pano.
Mr. Bob Fennell's been nominated. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Pittibone. Are there any other nominations for a president? Are there any other nominations for president? Hearing none, nominations. Will entertain a motion to close nominations. So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All those in favor of electing Mr. Fano as board president, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Say nay. Hearing none, Mr. Fano is elected president.
Thank you very much. At this point, we will have the election of the vice president. And I'd like to ask for any nominations for vice president.
I nominate Bill Ryder.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Are there any other nominations for vice president? Hearing none, can I have a motion to close nominations? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to have a cast of ballot for Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Bill. At this point, I'd like to adjourn this meeting, so if I can have a motion for adjournment. A motion and a second, I heard. Thank you. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting's going to be adjourned. The board right now is going to take about a 20-minute break until 7 o'clock this evening, and we will be out promptly at 7 to discuss some executive session issues that have to be addressed before we start the regular session. Thank you, and we will be back.